Good morning, everyone. Good morning, folks at home. Hi. So happy to be here this Sunday morning. I am Faith Tatiana Albernas. Truly an honor and a privilege anytime I get to stand on this platform. And today I get to assist Reverend Juan, who I love and adore. So welcome to Unity on the Bay, a positive path for spiritual living. While we're here, we also have our kids in their own time of inspiration and learning in their Kids Zone. If you want to have your child be a part of that, please go to our family tab on our website, unityonthebay.org. So, a couple of things that I'm super excited about. Just want to give a big shout out to all the people that were here for the Farm Share experience that was yesterday. We fed another 500 families. Isn't that incredible? Unity on the Bay? Wow. That's how we roll, baby. That is how we roll. Next. So our Racial Justice Ministry, I know that you've heard of them, is hosting another Movie Chats event on August 21st. So in a nutshell, Movie Chats is an online event for us to get together and discuss issues facing Black and brown communities. Discussions are based on a specific movie chosen by the Racial Justice Ministry, and this time around, we're going to be discussing the movie Accidental Courtesy. So the movie tells the story of a musician, Daryl Davis, who has an unusual hobby. He meets and befriends members of the Ku Klux Klan. Yes, he befriends people of the KKK, you heard me right. Something few Black men can say they would like to do. It's a movie about trying to understand other people. And if you want to participate, registration is free. Just watch the movie first and then come ready to discuss it with the group. You can register online at unityonthebay.org. Lastly, mark your calendars for Sunday, August 29th for our first ever some drum roll or something? Can someone help me? I'm like, I have a whole band behind me, and I'm making my own And can I say that my was really sucky, right? It was not good at all. Our first ever Unity on the Bay Day. Woohoo! Yes, so right here after Sunday service, we are going to have a big community-wide party with food, drinks, games, a DJ, and a whole lot more. You'll be hearing more about it in the coming weeks, but now save the date, Sunday, August 29th at 12:45, right after the 11:15 service. And now, without any further ado, help me welcome up to the platform, Reverend Juan. Back from vacation with a wonderful tan, may I add?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that, Faye. It is true, my God, it's been quite a bit since I was last with you, and I am really, really excited and grateful that I can be together. I mean, I missed you all, but being in Hawaii did make it somewhat bearable. So as Faye said, my name is Juan. For those of you who are joining us for the first or second time, we'd love to get to know you more. I'd love to connect with you. Please just follow the prompts that are on the screen so that we can connect with you and see how we may support you and get you connected to some of the things that are happening at Unity on the Bay. Now, before we say our vision and our mission and we pray in, I just want to share with you that as I was in Hawaii, I really learned the real definition of aloha. And it really reminded me of what we say here at Unity on the Bay, namaste, right? Aloha is really about just honoring the divinity within us, honoring the divinity within each and every one of us. But the University of Hawaii also shares that aloha is a mutual regard and affection and extends warmth and caring with no obligation in return. Aloha means to hear what is not said, to see what cannot be seen, and to know the unknowable. So with that, I'm just going to take a moment here and say aloha. In that spirit, in that energy, in the community that we get to be a part of, I'm going to invite us to speak our mission and our vision together. Our mission. We are the community serving as a catalyst for spiritual awakening, evolution, and action. Our vision. Humanity inspired to its divinity. And so let's just take a moment to know more fully that we are the center of the being of God, that we are the expressions of the divine. Join me in taking a deep, refreshing breath. What a sacred space this is. Sacred in that it is an opportunity to more fully recognize the presence of God that is alive within each and every one of us. What a gift it is to be part of this spiritual community. What a gift it is that we said yes to being part of this Sunday experience, and through that, more fully awakening to the truth of this moment. That love, that light, that prosperity, that abundance is not only here, but it is ours. And so we own that, we take it in, and we also allow our hearts, our minds to open widely so that we may more fully express it onto others. For we are one human family, one human experience of all that is good, of all that is God. And so together we know that truly we are blessed and we are a blessing. So it is as we let it be, and the people say with joyful hearts, amen,
Amen.
And amen.
Thank you, Juan, Reverend Juan, and welcome home. And speaking of welcome home, let's all welcome home Julie Silvera. Woo. It's a minefield, yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We say in Germany, moin, 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 moin. What a pleasure it is to stand in front of you again, those of you here and those of you in the virtual world, and an honor to serve again. The song says the greatest thing in all my life is knowing you, is serving you, is loving you. And this is the absolute truth. I want to love you more. I want to serve you more. I love you, the greatest thing. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing you. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing you. I want to know you more. I want to know you more. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing, is knowing, knowing, is knowing you. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing you. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing you. I want to know you more. I want to know you more. The greatest thing in all my life is knowing you. The greatest thing in all my life is loving you. Lord, I want to love you. The way you first loved me is loving you. I want to love you more. I want to love you more. The greatest thing in all my life is loving. I want to serve you. The greatest thing in all my life is serving you. The greatest thing in all my life is serving you. I want to serve you more with all that I am and all I have. Oh, with all my life is serving you. The greatest thing in all my life is serving you. the greatest thing in all my life is serving you. I want to serve. I want to serve you, Lord. I want to serve you, Lord. Serve you, Lord. Church, the greatest thing in all my life is serving you.
Welcome home, Mama. It's been a long time, right? Give it up for Julie Silvera. Beautiful. Me and Juan are just like mesmerized. We're like, if we didn't have masks on, you would see our tongues hanging out. We're just like, Julie, welcome home. Thank you for just serving. Thank you for your talent with us. I mean, her voice like filled up the whole room. Did everybody feel that, right? Incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, to our music ministry, Dale, the wonderful Ruth. I love you, Mom. Jeannie, Anthony, George. Please give it up for Unity on the Bass Music Ministry led by Dale Stein. We are so incredibly blessed. So blessed, so blessed. And we have Julie for the rest of the service. We ain't letting you go, girl. Get comfy. Get comfy. It is now time for the daily word. She does that so effortlessly, right? Like so flawlessly. She opens her mouth and it's like, ah! I have to take like 14 breaths just to read the daily word. All right. So it's time for the daily word. And the daily word today is protected. Through my oneness with God, I feel protected. Sometimes I may feel at the mercy of a changing, tumultuous world I cannot control. This is never true. Even though the chaos of the world may swirl around me, at the center of my being is a place of perfect peace and calm. Whenever I'm in need of a safe refuge, I turn to God within to reach this place of tranquility and reclaim my feeling of security and protection. The sun always rises after the longest, darkest night. I remind myself of this truth and feel grateful as I allow the light of spiritual understanding to release and reclaim whatever power I may have unwittingly given to a fear-based thought. Fully in tune with the divine presence within me, I move safely and confidently through every challenging circumstance. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. 1 John 4, verse 4.
There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Be peace. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Speak peace. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way.
So we're going to be doing the meditation a little bit differently this morning. We're going to be invited into this time of meditation, and will be guided by Ram Dass, who, as a spiritual teacher, he wrote the book Be Here Now, How Can I Serve, which is part of the inspiration for today's theme. He created the Love, Serve, Remember Foundation, and he really popularized Eastern philosophy and spirituality here in the United States ever since the 70s. Now, although he's no longer in this earthly plane, he left his teachings and he left his recordings with us. So take a moment, take a breath, and let us be guided by the voice and meditation of Ram Dass.
What I would like to invite you to do is to sit as straight as you can, and we're going to meditate for about 10 minutes. For some of you, that'll be a new experience. And for some of you, even the term meditation is an alien term. It's part of the balancing we're trying to do between getting out in the marketplace and cultivating the inner quiet space. So first, just get here. Just breathe gently and sit with what you're experiencing at this moment. If you're experiencing tiredness, let yourself be tired. If you're feeling hot or cold, if you're feeling the seat under you, sounds outside, don't push anything away. Just be just with what is. But keep coming back to what you are directly experiencing in this moment. If your mind takes you on a train of thought, when you notice that, just come back and experience the floor under your feet, or the air on your cheek, or the presence of the person next to you. Letting your mind not hold on to things, but just be. Thoughts arising, passing away. Noticing which sensations present themselves to you. The horn, the feeling in your leg, maybe an agitation, perhaps it's a memory, or it's a judgment about yourself or about something else. Just notice it and be with it. And let it stay or go as it chooses. Noticing if the siren comes into your consciousness, let it be there. Don't resist it. Don't grab hold of it. It comes and it goes. Notice that what you were noticing as much as 2 minutes ago is already gone. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, memories, plans, crossing your awareness like clouds cross the heavens. Clinging to nothing, just being at rest with what is. If there is agitation, just notice agitation. Whatever state of mind, whatever feeling or thought or sensation, neither clinging to it nor pushing it away. Just coexist with all of it. Just be with it just as it is. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to accomplish, there's no merit. It's just this. Just this. Feel the awareness as a vast ground like the sky. And all of the thoughts and sensations and memories and plans and qualities of mind and judging as clouds that come from who knows where and go who knows where. Identify for a moment with the vast sky. This vast presence. It hears everything, and yet there is no effort. It's not doing anything. It's just being. How little time we acknowledge that in us which is just being.
Hey. I see the state of the world and it grieves me. I hear the cries of the broken from the rich and the poor. I smell the fear of disease all around me. I feel responsible now that I've seen, because we all were born to live for more than these, more than these. So I wanna love like you love, love like you love. I wanna love others the way that you love me. I wanna love like you love, love like you love. I wanna love others the way that you love me, the way that you love me. I've held the children unseen and they move me. I wonder what I can do to improve 1,000 lives. I feel the absence of love and it scares me. I feel responsible now that I've seen, because we're born to live for more than these, more than these. So I wanna love like you love, love like you love. Want to love others the way that you love me. The way that you love. I was the lost soul that you rescued. I was the orphan you adopted and brought into your heart. I was acquainted with the hopelessness of living in the street. Now I'm gonna love like you love, love like you love. Help me love others the way that you love me. Oh God, I'm gonna forgive like you forgave and rescue like you have saved others, 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 others. Serve others, others. I wanna forgive, I wanna love, I wanna serve others, others. Love others, others. I wanna give, I wanna serve the way that you love me. Oh. wanna love like you love. Love like you love. I wanna love others the way that you love me.
That's beautiful, Julie. Thank you so much. A little too beautiful. Now I don't know if I can follow that up with a joke, with one of my jokes. Like, that was really beautiful. So let's all take a deep breath from that beautiful song and just that beautiful energy, right? Loving like God loves. You know, it just reminds me of one of our prosperity programs we used to teach would say, like, if we want to know God more fully, let's emulate God, right? And so if we want to know God's love more fully, let's love like God loves. So beautiful. All right. So enough time has passed, so I'm comfortable now sharing the joke. And why did the Red Cross not allow Jesus, Mohammed, or Buddha to volunteer? It's a non-profit organization. All right, yeah. Thanks. You missed me, maybe not so much the jokes. Some of you the jokes. That's okay. That's okay. But, you know, like I said, I just came back from vacation. I was in Hawaii with my family. We had such a great time. And I want to share with you that one of the things that I was really aware of is that I was in the home, right? Like I was in the land that Ram Dass lived in. You know, he passed away, he transitioned a few years ago, but he did a lot of his teachings from Maui. And I don't know, I felt really connected with him while I was there. I had already thought that I wanted to speak on service when I got back, but there was just something really special happening within me when it came to just recognizing that his teachings, he's one of the spiritual teachers that I really look up to. His teachings are very much alive in me and are still calling me and are still inviting me into a greater understanding and a greater recognition of what it means to be in this human experience. For not only is his teachings alive still around us, but he left quite a legacy. The foundation that he founded, Love, Serve, Remember, some of you may remember that I actually have those 3 words on my kitchen wall because it's a reminder, it serves as a daily reminder of the ways in which I want to parent to my son Lucas, right? And so he's very much alive in my experiences. And I want to share with you a little bit more about that middle section there, the service part. It's something that is very dear to me. It's one of the ways in which I really have grown in unity, grown in my own life. And I want to talk to you about it in practical terms. Because when we see the word serve and service, a lot of times, and you know, I'm somebody that has fallen into this, it's like, oh no, of course I'm of service, right? Like I'm of service wherever I go. As long as I, you know, remember my truth and I'm loving, I'm of service at the supermarket, I'm at service while I'm driving, and that is true. But I want to talk to you about the practical ways in which we can serve as volunteers. Because just as we show up in service in all the different areas of our lives, I think that there's something really special about volunteering, about looking at how we can be of service and help others in a very conscious way, how we can create the space for us to deepen our spiritual practice through volunteering. And, you know, I want you to consider this as a personal invitation. I'm not gonna make any, I'm not gonna be soft about it. This is your personal invitation, if you're not already serving at Unity on the Bay, to consider it, to look at it, to go to our website, to talk to the volunteers that you see here, to talk to them about what it means to volunteer at a place where you're spiritually nourished. If you're a part of this community, I hope that you're feeling spiritually nourished. And for me, volunteering in response to the spiritual nourishment that we receive is so powerful. That's why I actually also volunteer through other ways I can't volunteer too much at Unity on the Bay because it's considered work by the labor laws. But I find ways that I can serve and volunteer with the greater Unity movement. And yesterday, I have to tell you, I'm fueled by it, right? Like yesterday, when a couple of us, quite a few of us actually, were here giving the boxes of food, right? 400, 500 boxes of food to people in need. I'm fueled by even knowing that some of you are volunteering with Angels Everywhere and supported our backpack drive, and that next week over 30 nonprofit organizations are going to show up and receive 5,000 backpacks for children in need. I'm fueled by it. It reminds me of the power that we have, not only as individuals, but as a collective. And it's a really powerful thing for us to really look at how we can move into that collective energy. I have fallen into a trap that maybe some of you, have experienced yourselves. This spiritual work is a very personal one, right? It's self-discovery, it's self-questioning. It's all about what is happening within us. And sometimes what that means is that we fall into the sort of ego trap, right? Like the ego uses that to say, it's all about me. It's all about I, right? Like I can't do anything outside of me. I can't volunteer. I can't help out over there because I got to help myself first. Ram Dass says, I help people as a way to work on myself, and I work on myself to help people. To me, that's what the emerging game is all about. That's what it's all about. See, it's actually the connection between both. The work that I do within me supports the things that I'm able to do outside of me, the things that I go into, the things that I say yes to outside of me are part of my teaching, are part of my learning also. And it's just this relationship that continues to deepen all of who we are and our understanding of God, the God within me, the God within every single one of us. And so this morning I wake up and of course, right, like the universe always shows up with signs, and I open up Facebook and this gem was there for me. Neil Donald Walsh. Your life has nothing to do with you. It has to do with everyone whose life you touch and the way in which you touch it. Once you can live from the foundation of knowing your life is about the lives you touch, you'll finally be able to step into the life you've longed to live, awakened to the divine expression of who you truly are. It's about stepping outside of ourselves to find ourselves, of looking to others and our relationship to others and how we get to experience each other so that we can experience ourselves in greater and greater ways. So service is really about that awakening to the truth that we are all in this together, that we are all expressions of the divine. Like when I mentioned aloha, namaste at the beginning. Service, volunteering is the ways in which we allow that to actually come alive. And that not only does it come alive, but we're in some ways, whether conscious or not, saying, I'm willing to see what's in here for me, right? I'm here to open to recognizing what this opportunity of service and volunteering has to show me about what is happening within me and the ways in which I get to be that expression of God in the world. Now, this is time for, going back to school, right? We have the backpack drive. You've probably been hearing it in the news. There's a lot of talk about going back to school these days, right? The question is, are we willing to enter into our own school? Are we willing maybe to open ourselves up to a new curriculum? This is what Ram Dass says about service. Service is an endless series of questions, puzzling and insistent. It not only raises questions, it helps to answer them. Service is a curriculum. Now, maybe some of us have been out of school for quite a bit of time, but the opportunity to continue to learn and to continue to deepen and to find a new curriculum that can take us to that master's program in life that we have been searching for, it's right here before us. See, in service, some of the ways in which the questions arise, as Ram Dass teaches us, is that we tend to encounter some of our perceived limitations. when I invite you to consider, not even to consider, to go to our website or to talk to one of our volunteers about volunteering, how many of you have like a thought that rises up that says, oh, but I don't have the time? There's a limitation for you to consider, right? I don't have enough time in my day in order to do this. Or how about, I don't know what I have to give. Maybe I'm not talented. I don't have the skills that they're looking for. And so all of a sudden, right, like just the mere fact that these questions are arising within you, within us, it's a perfect opportunity to really sit with them and ask, is that true? Do I not have the time to do the things that I prioritize? Do I not have skills? Do I not have sacred worth that can line up somebody's day, that can be of service and support for somebody that might be needing it? And so all of a sudden we're able to start questioning, find the answers, and then live out those answers to really try to experiment with them. Another way in which the curriculum is set up for us to be in questions is it's not always feeling good. As somebody that just invited you to volunteer at Unity on the Bay, I also have to tell you, it's not all gonna be, right, like daisies and love and happiness, right? Like, ask our ushers who love to usher, you know, so many wonderful experiences. How many of us have walked into Unity on the Bay's doors not feeling the best, with a little bit of attitude, not wanting to follow some of the guidelines that we have, right? So sometimes it's not, right? Like sometimes it's not that happy, joyous experience. Sometimes we have to deal with people or situations that feel uncomfortable. And there lies the opportunity to question why it is uncomfortable, right? Like what it is being mirrored back to us. And so that's part of the curriculum also. Ask some of our prayer chaplains, as much as they love to pray, I imagine, because I myself have experienced it, it's hard to be in front of somebody suffering sometimes. It's hard to remember the truth, the reality that is in the moment, that is within each and every one of us, when somebody may be experiencing something very difficult. Many times when we get asked to pray with somebody, we've really recognized quite quickly that those situations may be mirroring something that we also have to heal within ourselves. And so all the parts that may feel uncomfortable sometimes about service really are part of the ways in which service is opening us up for a greater understanding of not only our truth, but what are the things that are keeping us from more fully knowing and living our truth. Now, the healing comes in the question. And some of the questions that show up, if we continue in the path of service and in the path of volunteering, will be the answers that we need in that moment. For when we prioritize things, we realize, I teach this in our prosperity courses, right? Like whenever we say, I don't have enough time for this, once we really get settled into it and we prioritize, we put value to the things that we say we want to value, we realize we have all the time in the world to do what is important to us. We have all the ability within us to look at the ways in which we bring the things that we say we want to experience and live into our lives. And when we are of service, whatever service it is, right? Like I love Martin Luther King says, you don't need a degree to be of service. Charles Fillmore talks about, it doesn't matter, our co-founder, it doesn't matter about like how big or how small the volunteering opportunity or the service opportunity is. It's about the ways in which we put love and light into those actions. And that in itself reminds us that that's where our worth is, right? Our worth isn't in the Excel spreadsheet that we create. Our worth is in the fact that we are the expressions, we are the embodiment of wisdom, of strength, of courage, of love, of light, that more and more through service, through volunteering, we get to experience for ourselves. One of the things that I realize for me is that when I am being of service to others, right? Like when I am of service to others, sometimes I show up for other people the way that I wish I would show up for me, right? And so the ways in which we show up for people gets mirrored back to us. And I was like, oh, it is possible to love myself fully even though I may feel broken. It is possible for me to accept myself fully even though I may not be showing up in the ways that I always want to show up, right? And so this is part of also the healing that takes place in being of service and in recognizing that there is a spiritual path that volunteering opens up to us. In service, we have the opportunity to recognize unity more fully. A lot of times when the mirror is right in front of us, right, when it's uncomfortable, part of it is because there's a sense of separation, right, that is happening. And a lot of times, if we really are open to it, we recognize that the sense of separation isn't even going on out here. It begins within us. And so the more and more that we can step through that sense of separation and find unity and commonality and bonding with other people that are around us, the more we recognize the ways in which we can do that within ourselves. And being of service really invites us to bring harmony into that heart and the mind that is within us, to be able to step more fully into who we are, which is part of this oneness, part of this we. The community, and no longer I, but I am the embodiment of we. And we begin to serve in a way that honors the divinity that is within the other individual. And when we do that, when we honor that, we recognize it in ourselves. And when we do that, we realize it's the same divinity that is just showing up in so many beautiful different ways. So volunteering is actually one of the ways in which I believe humanity heals itself from the sense of being separate from each other, but even more deeply than that, from God. So, it's time for us to wake up, right? It's time, the world is really looking for us to step up and be a part of this love and light that is needed to be shared. Now, anything that we do, we can do it, like Brother Lawrence said, recognizing, he says, I began to live as if there were no one save God and me in the world. That's where the juice is. When we start to recognize that who we are serving is God. Who we are serving is the God that is within. And so let's move beyond the lies that we have told ourselves, that we're not worthy, that there's no time, that it isn't important. I'm here to tell you, it is important. It is important how you volunteer at Unity on the Bay. It is important how you are a part of expanding our spiritual community. It is important on how you are part of bringing our teachings that so many of us have enjoyed, but also have been touched by, to more and more people. We can only do that as a spiritual community if we're all in this together. If we move from the separate I's into the we. How are we doing this? How are we allowing this spiritual community to come alive? So again, I'm not parsing any words. I'm inviting you to be a volunteer and be of service at this spiritual community. For me, it's not about shutting ourselves off from the world. You know, sometimes in spirituality, or in the ways in which we experience our own spirituality, sometimes like, oh, I gotta shut myself off from the negative news. I gotta shut myself off from this individual or that individual, and there are healthy boundaries for sure. And it's also about within those relationships, within the news, how are we showing up? How can we see our oneness? How can we see the sacred worth even in the midst of all those things? And so God is here within us, within our lives, within our experience, and we get to be a part of awakening to that and supporting others into awakening for it. So, are we ready for a new curriculum? Are we ready to wake up from the slumber that we have been in? As Ram Dass says, it is time for us to just remember that all we are doing is walking each other home. Walking each other home, and we wake up through volunteering and being service to each other. The time is now. The world awaits, and I want to show you this video to inspire you into right action.
Rise and shine, small friend of mine. I hope you slept all right. The sun will soon flood through this room as day takes over night.
Go away, please, not today. I'm not going to get up. I'm staying here, just leave me be and keep the curtains shut.
You don't mean that. The day awaits. It's time to shake a leg. The world is waiting just for you, so we need you out of bed.
Why do you always exaggerate? The world doesn't wait for me. The world wouldn't notice if I slept all day. Please just leave me be.
And watch you waste all that potential. That would be a sorry scene.
What's this potential you're obsessed with? What does potential even mean?
Okay. I'm going to tell you a secret now, but once I tell you, that is that. You'll never see things the same again, and I cannot take it back. In our core is a plus and a minus, and they're eternally at play. They give us the power to add goodness to the world or to take some good away. Every day, you plus and minus with everything you say and do. It's the difference between a careless lie and the words we know are true. You see, the global goodness number is such a delicate amount, and that trusted total tally takes us all into account. Whenever enough of us are plussing, the global goodness is increased, though still the minus lurks inside us as a menace to the peace. A little look through human history tells us all we need to know. It's no surprise the toughest times were when that number got too low.
But I'm so small and insignificant compared to all the universe. Why can't I just stay home in bed? At least I wouldn't make things worse.
Because you have in you potential. It's all the pluses you could add. It's the amount of good you're capable of, and it surpasses all things bad. Only you will ever know how much that is in any given day, but if you don't contribute what you could, that potential fades away. If that's the case, the global goodness slips into decline when one as wonderful as you forgets the value of your time. All the things that make life special, all the colours, sounds and tastes, they just lose a touch of magic when your goodness goes to waste. However, thankfully, for all our sakes, the reverse is also true. Here's what happens if you even try to do the best that you can do. Imagine, while we're out today, and we dodge the pavement cracks, we spy a beetle belly up and help him off his back. Would you still believe it wasn't worth it? Or that nobody would care that you added a touch of goodness to the world by being there?
But that's such a tiny thing to do. Would you really get a plus for that?
My friend, you could plant a tree or make your bed or even pet a cat, a word of warmth to someone struggling, or give your grandparents a call. A smile amidst a sea of frowns could mean the difference to us all. And though these pluses can't be seen, I can assure you that they're real. You'll never doubt it's working just from the way it makes you feel. And even when life leaves us weary, somehow we'll find the strength we need, and that global goodness grows with each good word and each good deed. Imagine if we spent a lifetime plussing. You just can't fathom it, my friend. It might just make our lives magnificent, although we won't know till the end. Come on, get up now and join me, and let's just do the best we can. We'll think of ways we can contribute. We'll start today and make a plan. And look, if you stumble or fall short sometimes, try not to panic. Think instead how the whole world got a little bit better the moment you surfaced from your bed.
And so, yeah, we may falter, we may fall, we may every so often let a few minuses slip by. But the potential within us to add the pluses, to add all of who we are is there through the road of service, through the road of volunteering, through the spiritual path of remembering that we are a we. I want to leave you with this poem by Tagore. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. Let us be in joyful service to each other, and let's begin the curriculum today. Namaste.
That was awesome, Reverend Juan. We missed you so much. Service, service, service. And that video was too cute. Wasn't that video adorable? Right? Right? Hi, Miss Renee. How are you? Oh my God, so much great stuff, Reverend Juan. Love, serve, remember. I'm going to print that out. Someone print that out so I can put it in my kitchen. I love that. Your life has nothing to do with you. Thank God, because I'm exhausting. Oh my God, you know, it has to do with everyone that you touch. You know, that's incredible. Like, you totally brought me back. You know that I've been up on this platform 4 years now, Reverend Juan, right? Oh, thank you, Miss Renee. Renee's my only fan. And I recall, like a couple of years ago, God, thinking I've taken and taken and taken. Unity on the Bay has given me so much. I got sober. I came here broken, incomplete. And Unity gave me a place to be and be me. And I remember saying, I have to give back, but I don't got nothing to give to this place. I think about me all day and shoes, you know? Like, what can I do? Like the words that came out of your mouth were the words that came out of mine. I have nothing to give this place. I'm not, God, I love Carmen. Carmen's one of the people I look up to. You know, I can't pray like her. I don't have that tranquility. I'm crazy and nuts all the time. What can I possibly give to this place? Well, Juan found me a job, and I'm still up here 4 years later, you know? Like, this place, whatever your talents are, this place will put you to work. There's a place for you here to do something. There really is, you know? And we take. And Unity on the Bay gives you a place to give back. So take that message home with you. Trust me, there is something that you can give back to this community. I've gotten paid back 1,000,000 times over by the service that I do here on Sunday, 1,000,000 times over. And it will happen to each and every one of you if you just take that first step and say that I want to be of service for Unity on the Bay or for anywhere else. So thank you, Reverend Juan. Incredible message, exactly what I needed to hear. This place has made me so sappy. I'm always like, you know, and it costs a lot of money to get these fake lashes. Anyway, so we've got a new way that you can give back, and you know we are all about giving in gratitude here at Unity on the Bay. And on your seats there, this little card, if you want to go over it, and if it's a little confusing, anybody on our staff or our volunteers will help you set it up on your phone. It's a new way to give in gratitude. It's safer, it's more secure. You set it up once, and you are all set. So look at those. If you need some help, please let us know. Like I said, we believe in the spiritual law of giving and receiving here at Unity on the Bay, and this is your opportunity to give in gratitude. There are envelopes for you, but if you want to go green, you can text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 833-245-5645. That information is going to be on the screens, and also for you folks at home, it will be right there. Also, we've got our ushers, Ms. Juanita's right there. If you need an envelope, raise your hand, and she will hook you up. Yes, she will, right? Or if you need some help setting that up, we'll also help you with that as well. We'll take a few moments to just breathe in gratitude. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And that meditation was incredible too, right? When I heard that siren, I was like, police! Oh no, wait, it's the meditation. I love this place. All right, let's hold our hands to our heart, or if you would like your gift to your heart so we can bless these gifts together. Divine love that I am. Blessed is all that I give and all that I receive. To our children in their kids zone. Hi, children, we love you, we love you. Let's bless these children together. Let's get those hands together. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. Come on back next week. We always have an incredible service. Bring your friends. We had an incredible meditation. Thank you to our music ministry, Reverend Juan, for a wonderful message. I want to say thank you to our Sacred Service Council for all they did yesterday with the Farm Share event. You guys are simply incredible. And with that, I'm going to invite Reverend Juan back up for our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song.
So I'll join Faye in just saying thank you so much for being a part of today and for being a part of the ways in which Unity on the Bay gets to show up. I will be in the back. If any of you want to even talk to me today about serving or volunteering, please reach out. With that, I'm going to invite you to stand so that we can say our prayer for protection and follow that with our peace song. So together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
forgot to invite you guys up. My apologies.